Yo, yo, yo. You are listening to 100.9 on your FM dial. We are KWTN, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. This is the Big Voice Radio, and this is the 22nd episode of the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I am your host, Coach Q, and today we have a new co-host here. I call him Big Brother. We're going to call him Triple B, my big bro Buff. Say hello, Buffalo Bass.
Hello, Buffalo Bass. What's good, everybody? What's good?
There it is. Hey, so we have a very special, very, very special episode today with one of our very own. And one of our very own is a professional athlete. And on this sports talk show, you know, we've spent a lot of time talking about the youth athletes and high school athletes, and we even spend a lot of time talking about the college athletes too. But we're fortunate today to do an interview with one of our very own Ho-Chunk members, and he's a professional fighter out of the bare knuckle fighting competitions. And his name is Carlos Trinidad Snake. Say hello, Carlos.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, Carlos is actually spending some time up here in his homelands of Winnebago, and to come up here and do an interview with the Big Voice Sports Talk Show, which is a pretty big deal here at the radio station. So I say welcome to Carlos. And so before we get into the interview with Carlos, I wanted to make sure and touch on a couple of subjects first that people kind of been waiting to hear information on. And that is our local sports. We're going to give you a little bit of rundown of the local sports action that happened this past week. And we're going to start with the Winnebago track and field team. As you all know, listeners, we've been doing a really good job at our high school with our track team. We have a lot of youngsters in there and doing a lot of different events. And this past track meet, they did it really, really well. I noticed that there's a number of our athletes that placed in this meet. A couple notable mentions though is we have Tressa Big Bear. She ran the 2 mile and placed first. She got a gold medal, and also looks like Dami Barrage also got first place. He got the gold in the 2 mile, but Dami also got a gold medal in the 1 mile, and then placed second in the 800. That's a lot of running right there.
Yeah.
So, hey, Buff, remember back in the day when we went out for track, and I think like I was the short distance guy and you were the long distance guy?
Oh man, I can't even remember running back then. I just remember going out for track so we can do the shot put and discus and get out of school for a little while. I don't know if they still do that now, but
yeah. Then coach ended up making you run the mile or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. I think I acted hurt when they were trying to make me run the long distance. You know.
Yeah.
I was down with those sprints, but that long distance running, I don't know, man. I kind of had to bail out on those ones. So yeah, more power to those runners right there. You know, running 2 miles, 3 miles. Well, it looks like Dami in competition that day ran for what, 3.5 miles? That's a lot of miles right there. So anyway, then some other athletes that placed: Breezy Treglia, Meladine Earth, Mila Milford, and then a couple of the relay teams also placed too. So congratulations to our Winnebago athletes for their good work, and I guess to stick it out to the end, because some of those competitions, especially if you're running in the wind, man, sometimes you just feel like giving up, but you know, they stuck it out, man. And yeah, congratulations for all y'all that's out for track and then placed, and then also you know, good job for the student athletes that did not place. I know that you guys gave it your all, so good job on that. And then to piggyback off of that, the district track meet is tomorrow on Thursday, and so we'll find out if the athletes that we have that we just named off are good enough to qualify for the state track meet. And I believe Dami, if he makes it again this year, that'll be
4 years, right? He's a senior
ever since his freshman.
Yeah.
So for a 4-year returning qualifier for the for the state track meet in those respective categories too, with the 2 mile and a mile. And I believe Dami he started the 800 this season, so we're gonna see how he does in the 800. It'd be awesome to see that young man qualify for all 3 of those events for the state track meet. And the last time somebody did that was one back when we were in high school, Buff, and when Wally did that, Wally Earth, he qualified for the mile, the 2 mile, and the 800. And I believe he got gold, silver. So
His senior year. Yeah, because I know he went down there and he didn't. I don't think he placed in any of the first 3 years, but his senior year he
Yeah,
won.
we dropped. Remember, we dropped down from Class C2 to Class D2, so he ran against a lot of the D school athletes. So well, we'll see what Dami has coming up.
Yep.
You know, tomorrow. Definitely gonna talk about the results of that track meet next week on the 23rd episode. So go ahead and moving right along for the Winnebago Public School. We got Eugene Decora Jr. Little Hena is still tearing up the course on the golf team. He placed 5th place in his most recent track meet. I believe they did that yesterday. So congratulations to Hena. I know that a lot of us older guys golf now. We see these younger guys coming up and golfing too. Like to see it,
Like
to see it. Like to see them on the course too. Just to maybe kind of, I guess, see how good they're going to be, see what kind of competition that they're going to give the other schools, and then we'll totally support them and follow their efforts there on the golf course. So congratulations to Hena.
And shout out to Sky Aldrich and Kenny Blackhawk, their coaches, for taking the time and the effort to put forth what they do for these kids.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good shout out, Buff. I always got to give a shout out to the coaches. The ones that take the time out of their lives to teach these guys a sport. So good job on that one. And then okay, so last notable one I wanted to make sure to mention. One of our very own. There's a picture up right now of him. He's Desmond. He's one of our student athletes up at Winnebago. I got to watch this young man play basketball. He was on the JV squad.
Yep.
Excuse me. And then he got a good amount of time in the games. I think that he was trying to be the student manager at first, but they hey, let's just put a jersey on him. So he went out there, he gave it his all, and I was actually at the game. I think we were reffing that game.
Yeah, we were reffing.
And where Desmond scored his first 2 points of high school, man. That was incredible to see that young man knock that shot down. Shout out to the other school for not playing defense tight on him. There were defense being played, but not tight defense. And he launched up that, I think it was like about a free throw line shot, and made buckets. So the crowd went crazy, and then just the look on that young man's face, it told the whole story right there. So I want to give a little shout out to his coaches, Manny Menez and Sky Aldrich and Trayvon Bear, for helping that young man through this year and get him on that basketball court.
I'm glad Manny didn't show little young Desmond how to flop like LeBron does. So.
Oh yeah, he would have definitely been trying to do that too. I actually saw Desmond. Somebody got a rebound over him, kind of over the back, and then he must watch a lot of TV too, because he kind of swung his arm back and kind of looked at the guy like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like he was gonna try to fight him or something. But that made me laugh and everything like that. But good shout out to Desmond and his family as well. His family shows a lot of support, and also just having that young man around is an inspiration to a lot of people. So congratulations on that one there. So that looks like just to wrap it up of the week. I know there's a lot more stuff going on, but we want to get into this interview real quick. Okay, so once again, listeners and viewers on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, we are being joined today by our nephew. I like to say that, hey, on Facebook, I always call everybody my nephew and nieces and stuff like that. Hey, but legit, it's my nephew.
Legitly this time, everybody.
Yeah, legit. So anyway, Carlos Trinidad Snake, he's been getting his name out there. The last 3 fights we've watched. I've watched live stream. Buff, you actually showed up to his last couple of fights live. So just knowing that he's got a fight coming up. So let's go ahead and get into this interview, okay? So I didn't mention this either, but we're also joined by Carlos's very first manager. His mom, Annabelle Snake Trinidad. And she's also going to be joining us on this interview today. So
Carlos' very first referee too.
Oh yeah, very first referee. Yeah, leave her brother alone. But we're definitely going to get into some of that stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so Carlos, you guys got a big fight coming up next week, and I know you've been training a while for the fight. Could you give us just a little, maybe a little preview of what we're gonna be expecting in the next week and a half?
Sorry.
All right.
So yeah, I've been training hard. What you can expect? You can expect some heavy hands, some precise shots, and a fast finish. I don't think this dude stays in there with me the full 5 rounds, and I think you'll just see me outclass him.
Good.
Awesome. So your mom was giving me a little breakdown of the guy who you're gonna be fighting, and he kind of looks like me and this guy's age. He looks like an older dude.
21.
21. Oh, you're 21. So do you think age is gonna be a factor in his fight?
I don't really look at that because I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I think he'll come strong. I think he'll come fast, and I think he's coming to win. So that doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm still gonna come just as hard. He was a young dude.
Yep.
So age isn't a factor.
That's good.
Did I see somewhere he's the cat you're fighting? He's like ranked number 1, or is there a number 1? Is there something like that?
I think he's the number 1 contender in my division.
Okay.
So
That's
fighting
what I
him,
see.
hopefully I take that number.
That's right. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. As soon as you can take over that number 1 title, then that's gonna give you a better chance at the title, right?
For sure, hopefully.
And that's your goal, right?
Man, that's the whole plan.
Okay. So let's see. I know you made a lot of friends through your training and through these bouts and stuff like that. Is there anybody that made it to the top within 5 fights, 10 fights? Like what's the least amount of fights somebody made it to the top that you know?
I'm not really sure. That's a good question, to be honest. But I do feel like I am going a little bit faster than most people, but it doesn't matter because I'm ready for everything.
There's everything, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it sounds just like a fighter, I know that we wanted to. We talked about like your current agenda. You have this fight coming up on May. Is it 18th or 19th?
May 19th.
May 19th on next Friday.
Yep.
And it's down in Omaha. That after that fight, how long do you think before your next fight? Like I'm kind of banking on you winning, but how long between fights do you usually take?
It all just depends honestly on the fight, how fast we get him out of there, recovery and stuff like that. But I'm always ready to fight whenever they give me that call. If I'm ready to go, everything is looking good, then I'm saying yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, so Carlos, when you're training like that, do you train like every day regardless if there's a fight coming up or not, or do you just just to keep yourself in shape, or how do you do that?
For sure, we like to stay in the gym, stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. That's what we like to say.
Okay.
But I have a real strong team, and they always push me every day. I'm in there, and I'm in there pretty much every day.
Cool.
So
Okay.
I got a good company with me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so that we talked about that your upcoming fight. Okay, so how about just take us back a little bit? Let's not a breakdown of your fights, but just maybe like just give us a little, maybe like the last couple fights. Maybe some strengths that you had over your fighters, and then maybe your good go-to move that you did on the guys, whether it be a punch, kick, or You know, do you guys kick?
No.
Or all-
No.
no.
This is bare knuckle fighting. That's
Yeah.
boxing.
They just boxing like this.
Bare knuckles, yeah.
Okay, so well, your last few fights then.
Yeah, so I've had 3 so far. I'll just start with the first one.
Yeah.
My first opponent in the bare knuckle was Noah Cutter. Coming in my first fight, I didn't really feel nervous. You know, I've been fighting for a long time, almost 10 years. After looking at him and seeing his type of strategy and his skill, I just I could tell that he was real stiff. I was gonna move a little bit faster than him. I always knew he had a chin. I didn't think I was gonna put him down that fast, but it was a quick fight. It was a good fight. It was a good debut, and
Yeah, definitely.
Confidence builder as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
Huge.
My second fight, I fought Tyler Jakes. I didn't really know anything about him. It was I feel like I was going through opponents at the time, and I think I settled on him maybe the week before. Or I'm not even sure. But, you know, it doesn't matter whoever they put in front of me. I always try to adapt and figure out, you know, what they're bringing, what I can do to be better.
Yeah.
And with him, I feel he was kind of hesitant on his punches, so I felt like I kind of just took off on him and eventually put him down and got the KO.
Nice.
So you say he was kind of backing away. He wasn't trying to get in there, and he was giving you an opportunity to get in there?
Yeah, I felt like, you know, he just, you know, I felt like he was punching, but there wasn't any really intent behind the punches is what I felt
see.
like.
Yeah, I can
So I felt like
understand
I
that.
was comfortable enough just to go in there, pick my shots off, and take him out of there fast.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then that brings us up to that your
latest
last fight.
So my latest fight, I fought Rhino Riley. He was a real big dude, man, real strong dude. And I knew he was going to come with some pressure. I knew he was going to push the pace. I knew I had to stay out of the inside fighting with him. I knew what his strength was, so I worked mine. Fought on the outside, picked my shots, picked him apart, just outclassed him unanimously. But that's pretty much that one. Put him down.
Yeah, I was at the fight, and it looked like it was I mean, it was closer than. I mean, to me, from what guys said out there, it looked like it was going to close him. We're like, oh man, and then I think he even walked into one or something, or he headbutted you or something like that. I can't remember, but he dashed you down once, and then I mean, he jumped back up, he shook everything off, and then went back at him and stuff, which was cool as hell. But yeah, I was thinking, oh man, I wonder if that was a legit, you know, knockdown or what. So is he coming from the behind now? You know, so that was all. I mean, it was like one of my first time
For
watching.
points?
So, yeah,
Points
point wise,
wise?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, he's got work to do now. So we're sitting there, and then when it came down to the end, it was like I was probably first one war whooping around out there.
It sounds like there's gonna be a lot more war hooping going on down at that. Is it Ralston Arena you guys fight?
Is that where it is?
It's the Liberty First Credit Union Arena.
Okay, Liberty First Credit Union Arena.
Is it the old Ralston?
It is the old Ross.
Okay, old Ralston.
Well, I was half right. Half right. There you go.
Yeah.
So I know that we had some questions put up that we're gonna ask you that was placed on our talk show Facebook page, and I'm just kind of going down them a little bit, you know, and not trying to stand too much of script because we want this to be just a comfortable interview, you know. But the next thing we get into is we're bringing up some of your mentors. Like, I guess we could talk about some current mentors, but also if you go back to like when you first began and some of the mentors you had back then. Good time to get some shout outs right here.
So at the beginning of it, when I first started fighting, it was kind of just something I dove into. There wasn't really anybody that I knew that fought or anything. It was just kind of something I picked up just to kill time. And I was new to the city when I first moved to Omaha. And like I said, I just decided to pick up, kill time. And so like I said, I didn't really have any mentors. It was just me doing my own thing. After a while, I met my coach, Danny Molina, and I stuck with him, you know, been with him for, like I said, almost 10 years. And he's probably my biggest mentor, you know. He always makes sure I'm on top of everything. He always takes care, make sure I got everything I need. And, man, I just can't say enough good things about him, man. He's done everything for me.
Good.
Another one of my mentors would be my jiu-jitsu coach, Coach Scott Morton. Man, he's tough on me. it's kind of like two sides of everything, you know. Danny's the nice guy, he's the tough guy, and you know, I feel like you need both of those in your ear at the same
Sure.
time, you know, to get two different perspectives.
Sure.
After a while of training, I met one of my best friends, Blaine Richards, and you know, he pushes me to go hard, and I feel like I do the same, and he's one of my big mentors too, and man, he's a good friend, and like I said, we push each other to go hard, and we have a great relationship.
Good.
Another one person I look up to is my big brother, Gabe.
There you go.
You know, he hasn't been doing it as long as me, but after a point in time, I did get kind of just complacent, you know, and I was kind of just stagnant, wasn't really doing too much. And he told me he wanted to start training, and you know, he helped me get back into the swing of things, and you know, I couldn't let him surpass me, you know, so I had to go back to the gym.
Hey,
and
hey, we know. We know.
So you know, I look up to him a lot, and I thank him for pushing me again to get back in the swing of things, and
Good.
I'm here in a good spot right now, so I can't say enough good things about him as well.
That's good.
Yeah,
Your big bro's got that.
I was just gonna say it too, like especially just, you know, bringing up your big bro, you know, I can attest that you know, going through sports, it's like, I mean, it's fun playing sports on your own, you know, it's fun playing sports in general, you know, but when you got a brother, or if there's two sisters and you guys are playing the same sport, growing up together, and you guys are there all together all the time, I mean, that's I look back at our football and basketball and the things, the softball, the things that we've done together, and it was so much more fun. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it was so much more fun. You get more out of it, you know, when you have family there. So I know that that's probably a big thing. And then your mom probably really loves that you guys are doing the same thing and staying out of trouble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah. So any other mentors or coaches that you want to give shout outs to?
You got like a strength coach, Carlos, like a someone that helps
Conditioning?
you. Yeah, conditioning coach. Kind of.
I just started working with someone actually. It's a company in Omaha called Fitchicate. They've been helping me work, get ready for this fight. Doing a great job. Shannon Skillstad, two other trainers out there too. I don't want to kill their names, otherwise I give them a shout out.
It's good. It's good.
But yeah, like I said, they've been helping me out, so
That's good.
thanks for them.
Hey, what just real kind of change the subject real quick. What your brother Gabe, nephew Gabe, I said, what are you guys in the same weight division, or what are you? Is he heavier, lighter?
No, he's a little bit heavier than me. He fights 170, 185,
Okay.
just in between.
Okay.
And then I fight 165, 155.
Oh, okay. So a little bit. Oh, okay. So if you guys ever matched up, you have to eat a cheeseburger or something before you play. Match up on weight.
I take him out either. I'm out of the weight.
Gabe, you let that go.
Yeah, I don't think me and Buff would have lasted doing this sport back in the day.
This guy always used to pick up rakes and shovels and hammers and chase me around the house with them.
Yeah, sure did. When somebody outweighs you by twice your size, you gotta try to do something. When somebody sucker punches you from behind all the time, you know. Nah.
You know he's lying.
Hey, I already knew that when we was gonna do this interview that we'd be talking like that. But hey, so yeah, shout out to your mentors, man. Shout out to the people that are in the gyms with you, early morning, late night, whatever, you know. The ones that are on you for, you know, keeping your weight. I don't know who your chef is, if mom's a chef or if you kind of do your own, you know, your own thing, you know. But shout out to whoever's doing your
Care
food,
your
though,
diet.
man. Yeah, that's really important right there. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask you this question here. So how about like your biggest supporters? I know your mom's here. You can mention her name, but your biggest supporters as you're going along this adventure. And it's been what, 10 years since you started fighting?
Yeah.
So I know that besides, I mean, you can still say your mom's name, but besides her, who else? Who else is ones that are, you know, showing you that biggest support, and you know, and whether it be physically or mentally, spiritually, financially, anything like that, you know?
My biggest support, I just have to say,
Ooh.
my team, my family, my girlfriend, my kids, you know, they're probably my biggest motivation to go in there, get the job done, go in there to come out safe, you know.
Yeah.
Good.
So I like to thank them for that. Like I said, my team, probably like the biggest support system I have. Like fighting, just changed everything, man. Once you get with the right team, and it's like, man, it's a family. It's not even a team. So I like to thank them because I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. I wouldn't be the person I am today without my girlfriend, my kids. Like you said, she's a chef. She takes care of me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like I said, my kids keep me on a straight line, make sure I go to the gym every day, make sure I'm trying to be somebody for them. So
Cool.
Ooh, I got a question to piggyback off of your answer just now. So you feel, and you're experiencing all this physical contact, you know, the fighting part. Now, you got boys?
I have one boy, one girl.
No. Would you push him in the direction that you're going right now and get into fighting? Or is that something that maybe, I don't want my baby getting punched up, so, you know what I mean?
I'm definitely for it, you know. I think my son, he's down for it too.
Yeah?
But if it was something that he wasn't into, you know, I definitely want to push it
Yeah.
for him. I definitely would embrace him, do whatever he wants to do. Like I said, when I first started, I didn't really have anybody that I looked up to that did do it. So hopefully, you know, he looks up to me and he can have someone to look up to and
Yeah.
strive to be better than, you know. But if not, then whatever he goes, man, it's up to
Yeah,
him.
definitely. We all want our kids to be better than we were or are. You know?
I'm trying to
So
set the bar high, you know.
That's good, dude. Set it high. Set it high,
Yeah.
man. Set it high. Okay, so now, go ahead.
I'll say we got grandkids coming up, and what I always told my daughters, as my grandkids coming up, I said, put them into all sports. Let them try out everything, and then if they gravitate to something, then support them on when they want to do it. I mean, we grew up basketball. That was our main thing around here was basketball. I mean, it's still around here, but me and this guy grew up like that. Then softball came along, and you know, now as we're older, there's golf and stuff like that. So my daughters are pushing their kids into, you know, trying to make them go out and do everything. Go try this, go try that, go try that, and they support them all the way around. Whatever one they gravitate to, they'll kind of, you know.
Yeah.
They're still young. You know, my oldest one's 12, and my another granddaughter is 9, and they both try to do everything. My younger one, she's getting into everything, so that's how I was like.
That's a real good way to, I guess, to attack that whole thing. If you want your kids to be doing something, you know, make them go out for all that stuff.
And like Carlos said, we're the same way. I mean, we don't want to push you, because if you can push them, you're gonna push them away.
Yeah.
You know, so just let them pick something and then support them wherever they're at. That's how it goes. So
When I was a younger dad, though, when my older kids were just coming up, that was my only thing was basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I coached it and went to games all the time, and you know, kind of lost interest in football,
Yeah.
lost interest in track, you know, those kind of sports there. But as I got older and as the kids all got older, and then I had younger kids, and that's the kind of theory I go by now is like, you know, make them go out for all the sports, and if they don't like it, hey, well, just finish off the season, and then next season, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but at least try it, you know, at least try it. And like Buff said, you know, his granddaughters are trying to do everything, you know. I got a son named Raheem. He's in baseball now. He's doing summer baseball and golf, and then we travel to some basketball tournaments. Then come fall time, when those sports are over, then he does football, and then goes straight into basketball, and then after basketball, then gets right back into the swing of things with baseball and track and stuff like that, you know, and golf. So like throughout the whole year, sooner or later he's gonna pick one that he really likes, because he likes all of them. But I know that eventually that he's gonna have to choose like one day. He's gonna have to train for it like real hard, you know. And I'm gonna let him pick it, you know, whatever he wants to do. Because shoot, I'm getting too old to be always at the gym practice and stuff like that, you know. Hey man, I like that video that's up right there for you.
Hey, so So Carlos, what do you like? What do you prefer to do in your fight? And I forget that you I know you boxed out to Vegas. Was it regular boxing at the Tough Man or something like that? Did you go up and do that?
That was a little while back in the day. That was
Yeah.
an amateur boxing tournament.
Amateur,
they used to have
so
over there.
boxing, then obviously this, and then you got bare knuckle. Which one's your favorite out of those three?
Boxing, MMA, and bare knuckle.
In that, oh, I thought you
I
already.
think, no, I'm sorry. I think I honestly like MMA better. I think it's I just like the challenge of it, honestly. You know, more stuff to be worried about, more stuff to look to. You know, bare knuckle obviously is at the top too. And like I said, that one, you know, it's just. I honestly can't decide. It's between those two.
Yeah.
I like the challenge, but bare knuckle isn't easy as well. You know, it's definitely a challenge, and so I like them both equally.
God damn it!
For you listeners on the radio out there, we're watching a video of one of Carlos's fights when he was in the octagon. Is that UFC?
That's the Dynasty comeback.
That's a Dynasty comeback, I think. Okay, so we're watching a video and Carlos gives his opponent a knee to the head and kind of discombobulates him, and then ends up going into where he gets him in a headlock and he taps out. And look, this man, that reminds me of back in the day when Pop told us to take the trash out and neither one of us wanted to.
That was Dad doing that to both of us. So Carlos, when you train for your spar, obviously, right? And do you put on gloves, the big gloves to?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is that how you? Okay.
100%.
So we just showed the video so that the viewers got to see that, and I believe we have DJ Guaranteed is calling in. He's got a couple questions for our guest today. Is Garen? Are you on there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There you can.
Hey, what's up, guys? Man, appreciate you guys taking my call and
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
But, just giving you guys a quick update, man. The transmitter got hit with lightning twice there on Monday. Me and Brandon were out here at the Allen site, so we could hear you loud and clear. About 5 minutes before you guys went on air, boom, we're up. So this interview and Carlos coming up today, man, we appreciate you coming up, man. We really appreciate it. And to my understanding, I don't know if I missed it or anything like that, but did you guys say you guys gonna give away some tickets?
We're giving away a pair of tickets tonight. Carlos.
Tonight?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Soon as you get
how do
here.
I win those tickets?
Soon as you get here.
Hey.
So I'm
No. This is how they get their name in the mix. Carlos.
Okay.
Carlos made a post yesterday, and he tagged the big voice in it. So what he asked on there is for the viewers to share his post and tag somebody in it.
Yeah.
So anybody who shared his post and tagged somebody in it gets their name in the hat
Dang,
for 2 tickets
boy.
for the bare knuckle fighting competition down in Omaha next Friday.
But Garen,
Yeah.
they also have one ring girl position open for you, so you let that ponytail out and let's
No,
go.
I'm trying to be the DJ and stuff, but no,
Oh, yeah.
for real though. When Carlos put that post up, did you guys read that little asterisk down there below? It said that the other ticket has to go to DJ Guaranteed. Y'all saw that, right?
They must have deleted
I
that.
think we all deleted that one.
We didn't share that part.
No, but here's a story for you guys.
Right.
I was a DJ at one of Vegas, and they had the Brawl for Alls, and Carlos comes up, and the dude, like, some of these fighters are freaking, you know, they're like so nervous about their songs and stuff, and I respect anybody that gets in the ring, man. More respect to you, you know, get jumping in there and stuff like that. But there's a couple guys out there, and you know who they are, man. They took more time on the ring walk music than they did in the actual ring. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's guys that are praying. There's the guys that are freaking trying to dance and stuff. I'm like, get in there and do your thing. Carlos comes up. He's a humble dude, man.
Yeah.
He comes up, requests a song, just walks in, calm, collective, and he comes away with the championship. Right, Carlos?
Man, it was like a couple times. You know, I can't even count. I can't remember which time it was. There's too many times I've won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Brawl for All champion. I remember him.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people from Winnebago that are talking about him and stuff too. I got a question for Annabelle.
All right.
Okay.
Annabelle, I don't know if you remember, but I think you graduated with my sister Pat
Yeah.
Coons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure did.
Anyways, so when he's fighting, what's going through your mind?
Good question.
For him to win. I just want him to win. I don't know.
For him to
But
win and stuff, like when he
I
gets
know,
hit and
but,
stuff like that, do you just want to jump in there and show the
Yeah,
Winnebago side of
yeah.
you and try to take out his opponents?
I'm hollering around loud. Yep, for sure am.
Yeah, man, for real. I always wondered that and stuff like that because as a father and stuff, I could only imagine. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? As a mother, that's a different story. But I mean, and then I was gonna ask Carlos, hey man, your fighting spirit, is that the Winnebago side or is that the Hispanic, the Trinidad side?
Oh, man, it's both of them. You know, I just feel like I have that warrior blood in me, man. I just feel like
Real.
I just like something primal in me, man. I just feel like this is honestly what I was put on this earth to do. Like
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Some people, I feel like you need a mentality to do something like this, and some people just they don't have it. And when you get in there, it's easy to see who wants it and who doesn't.
Good.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The big mental part is just jumping in the ring, man. I would imagine. So here comes my next question and stuff. As DJ Guaranteed,
Uh-oh.
what are you gonna walk into when you go, or is it copyrighted music?
Hey, that's Garen. Okay, that's one of my questions on here. so to cover Garen's question it goes down to the one where it says, "What's your favorite hype song?" Because that was I was leading up to that too. Good question, Garen.
What's my favorite hype song?
Or what do you plan on coming into on Friday, the next Friday?
So next Friday, you know, I don't know. I've been keeping everything pretty much West Coast when I've been walking in, but you know, I think I want to stick to my Hispanic roots. Maybe come out with something, some Mexican music or something,
Yeah.
and just switch it up. But I can't call it right now. I guess.
Hey, you know what would be dope, Carlos, is if you come out with some Snake Clan or Bear Clan song or something like that, some warrior song like that, some Native American stuff, man. You have everybody going freaking out.
Hey, one day, man. We're close to the championship. You never know.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are you gonna walk in with the Winnebago flag? You know, like how they drape it over their shoulders and
Dude,
stuff?
you know, they give me that thing. You know, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show it off for real. I've always wanted to represent the tribe. I even asked Bodega Buffs to come in here, give me a shirt, a hat, something with the logo on it, cause
So our viewers, I don't know if you can see Garen if you're on looking at the internet. I think this is what we're trying to get him to walk down. You see that?
You
He's
see
got
it?
a Winnebago Indian shirt right there.
Hold on, let me put it on for you. Hold on.
Oh no! Carlos needs to put it on. We're messing that ink on here.
Stretching the ink out.
But anyway,
Oh, I got you.
I'm handing this shirt to Carlos now, so hopefully we'll see him when he comes in. Have that Winnebago Indian shirt on.
There you go.
Yeah, his mom's gonna have to make him some moccasins
Hey,
overnight.
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 That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, hey, I just wanted to give you guys that update. You guys are over the air, 100.9 FM, KWTN. Shout out to Brandon Stout and the IT crew, man. They got us back up and going. Really appreciate it. And Carlos, we'll see you next Friday. I think a lot of people from Winnebago want to come down, check you out and stuff like that. And I'll let you guys get back to the interview, man. So appreciate you guys, and Carlos and Annabelle. We'll see you guys next Friday.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, be careful climbing down from that tower out there. All right, G. All right, guys, that was DJ Guaranteed. He was contacting us by cell phone out in Allen, Nebraska. They were out there fixing up the transmitter out there. And so big shout out to Garen and Brandon for getting those transmitters going back again so the radio waves can hear this interview. All right, so that was a good one. Hey, so before we got onto Garen's phone call, I was actually going to ask your mom, Annabelle, if Garen asked a little bit about how she felt when you were in the ring.
I
Okay.
wanted to add on, but he was.
I know. So you go to add on because I got a
But-
follow up question with that.
I really wanted to say, like, I talked to Carlos, you know, like before the fights and like probably like the week leading up. I'm like hang out with him,
Yeah.
and ask him how he's feeling about it, and you know, like what's he been working on and stuff like that. And like I just feel like I don't know, have faith in him that he knows what he's doing, and also his coach Danny Molina and them, like his whole team there at the gym, and I know he wouldn't put him into something that he wouldn't be able to handle. You know, like I trust them.
That's good.
You know, so just wanted to add that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to have that trust right there, because, you know, just how what you said. I remember many times coaching the youth in our community here that I've always said that too. You know, I'm not going to put you guys out there so you guys can get hurt, or that you guys can just get annihilated. You know, I'm not going to put a football player out there if he's not ready. I'm not going to put a basketball player out there in a situation if he's not ready. You know, so the trust that you have with the coach is really important. Okay, so anyway, so my follow-up question was, so for your grandson, when Carlos talks about you know being okay with his son coming up the same way as a grandmother now, how would you like that though? Would you like to see your grandson come up in the fighting ranks, or would you rather him, you know, maybe do basketball or something? You know what I mean?
He trains already, and so does Gabe's two older kids. And
Yeah.
They're training at my house every time they're over there. They're always going at it with each other. Like just the other day, the boys, his boy and Gabe's boy, were in the trampoline. Just everybody else was doing their thing, and they were the only ones in there. And they were just wrestling and
Wow.
yeah.
That actually sounds fun. That sounds like a fun house.
That's
over there.
how it is.
It's
And
safe to say.
Carlos has mats. They have mats at home that take up their whole dining area. And
Wow.
just go at it with his brothers and whoever.
Good stuff.
Let's do it. Yep.
Yeah, it's safe to say though, like, I mean, like when Quinn's talking about answer that, I wouldn't want to see, I mean, as a grandparent, I wouldn't want to see anything like that physically happen to grandkids, you know.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
a different kind of love from your kid and then now to your grandkid, it's crazy, but now when it comes to this kind of stuff, now when it comes to like basketball and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, then you want to see him all up in there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. I mean, that's just a
Like,
different kind of
you
respect.
really,
for
you really,
fighters.
yeah, for real. That's what I was gonna get to too. Is like you really think about it, man. You gotta, I mean, for one, you gotta have a lot of courage to get in that ring or that octagon. You know, a lot of courage.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta have confidence in your skills and in your mindset. You know, that helped along with a lot of maybe inspiration and kind of support. You know, kind of pushing you in the right direction, saying you're doing the right thing. You know.
Yeah.
So along with that, man, fighting is just a crazy sport to get into.
Anything
And,
can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. You know.
Exactly.
And so, since we're just talking about fighting in general, I do want to bring up and give a shout out to one of our Winnebago athletes out there working her ranks, working her way up to the ranks in boxing, and we have a young lady that is participating and competing in the National Golden Gloves fighting competition out in Philadelphia, I believe it is. And there's a Levering girl. What's her name?
Angel.
Angel Levering. So shout out to Angel Levering. She actually starts her fight in 20 minutes or now?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. And the viewers, we have a bracket set up from the Golden Gloves competition right there. You see Angel Levering representing UMW. So she fights tonight at 6 p.m. and she fights another girl by the name of Chelsea Davis, and she's representing RM. I'm not sure if those are colleges or states, but I know that she's going to be battling, and if she wins her competition tonight, she'll be going up against a higher ranking opponent on Friday at 6 o'clock. So if she wins, if Angel beats this Chelsea lady, then she'll fight Stephanie Marie Simon from Florida on Friday evening.
Old Angel's got good genes, boxing genes. She's a granddaughter of the late Nelson Levering.
Yes.
You remember Nelson?
Choka Nelson, he's well known around these parts for not only his boxing that he'd done in the past, but his coaching as well for some of the young Ho-Chunk people coming up around this area back then. So yeah, big shout out to Angel, and good luck, girl. Good luck. And let's see, I think if the results of this Golden Glove competition right here, the national competition, you know, maybe we can get Angel when she comes down for a powwow or something like that. Maybe we can get Angel on the show to do an interview with us and tell us all about her experiences. So, you know, shout out to Angel and your family. Good luck. All right. So, I talked to my sis Annabelle outside the station before you guys showed up, and we were having a little conversation. One of the things that we talked about that I wanted her to kind of talk about is Carlos's upbringing, like maybe what kind of, in her mind, what got him into the fighting, what got him into competition. You know, maybe, I don't know if we want to hear any like fighting stories with you and your brother, but you know, just a little rundown, Annabelle, of what you've seen, how your son grew up.
Well, their dad, he liked to wrestle around with them a lot he used to play hard with them and wrestle around, and he'd have both of them. He'd have like one in a headlock with his legs, and he'd have the other one up here, you know, somehow, and they would try to get out of it, and they could not. They would fight hard to get out of it, and that's how they still play like that, you know, like we have family get-togethers, and somebody's always wrestling somebody. And they both try to get him at the same time, and he fights hard back, so that's kind of what I've seen. And then like like as they got older, you know, like middle school, and you know how middle school is, they just started fighting around.
I was just gonna say, so during junior high, you know, there are a lot of fights that happen, you know, the boys going through changes and stuff like that. But so was your boys, were they part of the junior high kind of getting in trouble kind of things?
Yeah, they were, yeah. And then it just kind of, I don't know, they got into some, you know, naughty things, and as they got older, well,
who hasn't?
got into some gang activity, and they got sent away a couple times, you know, and just so I think that, you know, had something to do with it too, you know.
And so do you think that the part where being young and kind of getting in trouble with the law, and maybe other parents and stuff like that too, you know, kind of made you kind of grasp onto the boys and say, hey guys, we can't be doing it like this, you know, we can't be doing this, you know? Then did you guys end up having to make a move after that? Is that how you guys relocated to Omaha?
Yeah, well, like me and their dad split up for a while, and like I had moved away down to Omaha, so I was down there for a couple of years, and then I had the girls, and he had the boys up here and stuff. And he worked a lot. He still works a lot and stuff. So they were out doing their own thing and getting into trouble and stuff. And
well, see, one of the things that we try to do here at the Big Voice, not only on the sports show but on other shows too, is we try to get to know our guests, you know, so the listeners and the viewers can, you know, get to know who they're listening to. And I think it's really important for our viewers, our listeners, especially here in Winnebago, that don't know Carlos or know about him, to get to learn about him a little bit more. And I think stories from you, stories from Carlos's growing up, I think that really helps out a lot with our listeners and our community members that are listening, to get to know Carlos a little bit more. And in doing that, you know, maybe we'll even see a bigger barrage of fans coming down next Friday for the fight, you know, because that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure and do is kind of help him promote his fight too next Friday. So that was good, you know. So I'm glad that you told us a story.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, a story going down the wrong path is like the perfect story to show the people how he got onto the right path. So, you know, getting in trouble, maybe going to JD or getting picked up by, you know, youth police or something like that, you know, kind of get the parents motivated to say, hey, we have to put our foot down and we got to stop this right now. Let's make a change, you know. And so the change, what it sounds like to me, of course, was for the better, because now maybe they did get a little enjoyment out of those fights when they were in junior high. Well, shoot, now they can do those same fights with people that are talking smack about them and get paid. You know what I mean? Get paid for
you know, and then to me, it's like just listening to the story what Annabelle just said, that's kind of like the common story between all the good fighters. You think of Bud Crawford, like kind of his upbringing down in Omaha and stuff that happened with
Diaz
him.
brothers.
Yeah, Diaz brothers, that fight. Yeah, all those guys. Everybody's got some kind of negativity that they went through as they're growing up. But I mean, that's like all good fighters. You got that. So the Diaz boys, I think they still. Yeah, I like watching them guys too. I mean, old school guys, but yeah. So I mean, that's just kind of like the norm. It seems like, but we got to know Carlos now. He's a good kid. Just proud of him, man. I mean, just like first when I went to see that fight down there and seen it live, well, I was liking it. So throat was a little sore, so I had to cool it off a little bit later after the fight.
A little beverage,
Yes.
a little soda,
A little ice cold water afterwards.
soda action. Yeah. So hey, I'm kind of fired for this fight too. I know that one of the questions I'm just gonna ask this one. It was the last question, but I'm gonna ask it now though. How about as you were growing up as a young fighter, and then even throughout the past years, I know that you have to have your favorite fighter. Who's your favorite fighter? Like somebody that you could look up to, whether you met him or not, or favorite fighters, because maybe you might have a couple.
Yeah. Man, I definitely have a couple of them. And they're more just people like who motivate me. It's not really like whether they're big or not, It's just number one at the top of my list is my friend Rufian Stotts. I want to say I started fighting before him, honestly, and but I watched him go through the amateurs, eat everybody up, go to the pros, climb to the top, and it just really inspired me because like I said, I think I started fighting before him, and I just watched him work hard, work hard, and get to the top, and I just want to have that same work ethic that he has. So he's one of them. Another one is funny is because he's not really a pro, but he's a friend. His name's Austin Stryker. I met Austin, and he told me one time that I remember he told me one time he was going to start a window cleaning business, and he started a window cleaning business,
Oh, okay.
And one time he told me he was going to take this van and make it like a van so he can travel and train, and he bought a bus, I'm sorry, and he bought a school bus, and renovated, did everything for it, and then opened up his own gym in Colorado, very successful, and he just opened up his second branch in Omaha. So shout out to Austin, congratulations.
Nice.
And like I said, it's just the things that he's accomplished, it's just a big motivation for me and stuff like that. So that's just kind of how I choose the people, my top fighters and stuff like that.
No, that's cool. That's cool. You said something just now that reminded me of something that our Choka said one time, and we were talking about Choka Rubin Snake said and in a lot of different interviews that he did too, he was saying there's good talkers and there's good doers. There's two types of people. There's good talkers and there's good doers. Those good talkers, man, they look real good when they're out there on, like this on the radio or, in front of you talking real good, And then there's some other guys that won't talk so much, but they'll be out there just doing it, doing stuff that they're saying they're going to do. He said, rarely will you find a man that can do both, a good talker and a good doer. He follows up with everything he says, and that seems like the kind of person that you just now described to me.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a person?
There's not too many of us, Carlos.
Yeah, there's not too many of us. I mean, there's three of us here right now.
That's right.
No, but that was always something that I remember Choka Rubin saying, about the talkers and the doers. Shoot, I could go and I could handpick a whole bunch of talkers in this town. I could handpick a whole bunch of doers in this town too, but it's hard to find a person that can do both. So so stick to that guy. That keep him close to you, because and then also try to how would you say? And I know you're probably doing this already, but how would you say kind of model that kind of personality. You know, be a talker and a doer. You know, be a talker and a doer. And all it's gonna do is, like you said last week, you said, you know, I try to be professional, and when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And you know, you said I can't make it up this week, but next week I will. And you're here. You know, so continue on being like that. I know that myself, as a fan of sports, as a father, as a Dega, you know, that's all I could do is just continue on giving you encouraging words to keep on doing the best that you can. And one of the things that you also got to remember that when it comes to fight night, you might have your mom and your dad and your family in your corner. You might have a lot of other natives that are down there watching you, go down to support, but you have like this entire tribe here, the Omaha tribe, Santee Sioux tribe. We're all right close here, and there's a lot of people that are going to be either going down or watching you. So you have a nation behind you, you know, pushing you. If you don't, even though you don't see it, you have a nation behind you, supporting you, saying, you know, maybe praying for you and stuff like that. You know, asking God to watch over you to do better and stuff. Just remember that, you know, there's a lot of us out here that are supporting you from afar. So just remember that, you know, when you're getting out there, it's not just the people that are there in your corner. There's a whole bunch of people in your corner. Yep. So we'll go ahead and go down to this last two questions. It looks like it says, what's the plans now and the goals? Like, what's your I guess short-term plan? What are your goals?
Short-term plan right now is take this dude out.
Yeah.
And put my name in there for the belt.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, like I said, that's probably the main goal right now, and it's the only goal.
It's good.
Good.
That's good. That's good.
There's one question there. We had one of the listeners
Yep.
asking, what's a typical day look like for an inspiring fighter? What's your typical day like?
Good question.
Typical day for an inspiring fighter. I don't know how to say that.
Inspiring fighter, yeah.
You know, get up. Right now we're doing strength conditioning around 10 o'clock. Come back around 4:30, 5 o'clock, get some jiu-jitsu. 6, 7, some MMA training, and then some wrestling.
Wow.
Typical day, I guess. But I mean, I'm not saying I train the hardest or I'm the peak, you know, the epitome of it all. But that's my typical day right there, honestly.
So you just add it all the time with this stuff, huh? That's
and then
good,
I
man.
definitely like to get some cardio in between there, like myself. I just like to run, ride a bike or something I really enjoy doing. So even going on like a long bike ride or something.
When you do that, is that usually by yourself and just go get?
I actually like I said, I do a lot of stuff with my brother. So he has a bike too. You know, he hops on there and we just go ride. We'll do it for like a long time, but
that's cool.
Otherwise, I can do it by myself. It doesn't matter.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good there. Yeah. So I had on our topic list here, it says speed round questions, and they were just, you know, like I said earlier, we were talking about, you know, these interviews being so that the listeners can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
And I didn't tell Buff this either. I kind of told Bethany a little bit, but we're just gonna go and these are the last questions, and we'll close up the interview. But it says speed round. We're just gonna hit you with some random questions, okay?
All right.
Some random questions, short questions, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your favorite color for shorts when you fight?
Blue.
Blue shorts.
Yes,
Royal
sir.
blue.
Navy. Dark
Navy blue. Okay. How about what is your? Oh, I'm an old hip hop guy myself. Who's your favorite rapper, hip hop artist?
Rapper hip. I gotta say Ice Cube.
Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Old school. Yeah, but you guys can ask questions too here. And whatever, if you think of some.
Good.
Okay. Well, how about?
I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, Carlos, what's your besides all these kinds of fighting? What's your second favorite sport?
My second favorite sport besides fighting, besides all types of fighting.
Yeah, besides all types of fighting. Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question. Besides all types of
Yeah,
fighting.
because I asked him this question the other night, and I said, "Well, it's something that you watch on TV or something like that."
Oh,
I was
really?
like,
Oh, you
yeah,
asked him
I was like, I'm
already?
not, I'm not
Oh,
really
fight.
into like a lot of like NBA, NFL stuff like that. I mainly watch like a lot of fighting. If wrestling's on, I'll watch wrestling. If it's jiu-jitsu, I'll watch jiu-jitsu. Otherwise, it's like bare knuckle boxing, MMA. Like, I keep up on all of it.
But that
That's
is a good question though.
Yeah.
That's a good question because I was trying to get him to visit
Yeah.
like, well, who's your favorite NBA team or who's all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
fighting wise though,
Yeah, that's what it is.
who's your favorite boxer?
My favorite boxer
All time.
All time.
all time.
Hey, you gotta answer this one too.
I'll answer it.
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite boxer all time. I would gotta say. I'd say Roberto Duran.
Ooh, old school, yeah.
Old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
You know,
What you?
Shit. Mike Tyson, baby.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then we got Bud Crawford after that.
Yeah.
He was-
That's what I was gonna say. I think even though I like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, I think of my nephew Bud Crawford. I think he's tops right now, and probably only because like
Our other nephew.
I think he's a pound for pound probably the best. I think if he gets a chance to show he's better than Spence and Cool, I think he's better than Canelo. Pound for pound, So and plus I got to see him twice live, so
Yeah.
that kind of helped it out too.
Dang it! I just had another one that you're talking everybody's ear off. I'm seeing.
Hey, it's the talk show. You just talk people's ear out, yeah.
Man, I just had another one too. Go ahead, ask him another one.
Okay,
Think about
okay,
it.
okay.
let's go. What you got?
And so, how about I already asked you about the song earlier. Well, I didn't ask you we asked you what you're coming out to.
Yeah.
What is like what's your favorite like when you're warming up with your playlist?
Yeah.
What do you usually have on her? A few songs.
A few songs, man.
Like do the hype songs,
yeah, that's a tough one, man. Let's see, my man. I don't. It just depends. Whatever the mood is, man. Because I can switch it up. It's
Yeah.
the music doesn't really affect me. It's just whatever is. I just use it to take my mind off, up until the fight. Because I feel like once I'm there, it's almost like it just feels like it's with like 20 minutes. Even though it's like an hour and a half or something until I fight, I just feel like it's like 20 minutes. Bam,
Yeah.
I'm right there. So
Yeah.
definitely not focused on the music.
Go ahead.
I used to live with them, and I just want to mention his shower favorite song, or that's what I heard every morning. Return of the
Okay.
Mac.
Oh, Return of the Mac. Oh, bro.
Every morning.
Hey.
Every-
You see it? It's usually number one on this like for a year and a half straight now.
Yeah. On All Requests Live, I think it was-
Everything. Holy
that
smokes.
song right there is
It's
always
on top
tops right
top
there.
five.
Yeah.
It's usually one, but oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I started responding on there jokingly and say when I don't see it on there.
And you know what? That's the only song that played when I used to walk into a club.
Every time I walked in,
Every time I walked in there, man.
it was playing when I walked in this building just
No,
now.
really?
Every time.
Are you sure it wasn't talking a commercial about a Big Mac?
Hey, we go
well,
off air, he's getting dropped.
Hey, I got Carlos here. He's gonna stick up for me. Hey, so those are the kind of questions I was having. Just to get the listeners more familiar with you, who you are, what you represent. I think that next weekend is gonna be huge. I'm definitely gonna be burning some sage and saying some prayers, extra prayers that morning for you, and yeah, that's a really good interview here. And I know that we talked about giving away a T-shirt. So yesterday, Carlos posted on Facebook. He said that we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the fight next Friday down in Omaha for not any person. We're going to put all your name in the raffle. But get your name in the raffle, you gotta share his post and you gotta tag one of your friends in it. And so a number of those came out. So we're gonna try to throw it through this or pick it out of a hat and let you guys know who is the winner of tonight's pair of tickets for the fights next Friday. So
we're not drawing ourselves. Who's drawn? Did we do it already? Okay.
All right, Carlos just now picked the name out, and there were about 35, 40 people that put their name in, And the winner of the 2 tickets is, drum roll, Fanny Latre.
Oh,
So Fanny Latre, hey, I think you might be able to tag her on this episode. So Fanny Latre, tag her. Fanny, you got 2 tickets, girl, waiting for you up here at the radio station. Come pick them up before next Friday.
You got 10 seconds to comply, otherwise we're redrawing.
10 seconds. So anybody know Fanny, just go ahead and send her a text and tell her that she won these tickets, and yeah, then we'll go from there. And so, hey, any last questions, Buff?
No, I just want to say we're all proud of you, bud. Keep doing what you're doing. However the cards are laid out for you next Friday, so be it. But let's just, we'll be down there to support. Have fun, swing hard, tuck your chin.
There you go. And then how about you, Mom? Do you have any comments or any words for the listeners out there on behalf of your son?
Just thanks everybody for supporting him. I know everybody, there's a lot of people out there that are listening and supporting him, and even come to the fights and everything, watch it on live stream, and just want to say thank you for all your support.
Good.
Okay. And then Carlos, I'm gonna let you talk last before we close it up.
All right. I appreciate everybody's support. Hopefully I can see you guys at the fights. If not, catch the live stream. And like I said, I appreciate all the support, and I definitely feel all the love. And next Friday, I'll definitely put on a show for you guys.
Yes, indeed.
And I feel really, I feel good getting the chance to go represent the tribe and put on for us.
All right.
All right, good.
Good boy.
So my last words, I just want to say again, good luck next week in your fight. I for one, along with a lot of people too, hope to see you with that belt sometime soon. And along with that, what they say that something like that, along comes with that is a lot of responsibility with that, And so once you get there, live it up, but then remember how you got there, And then whether it be Winnebago, Sioux City, Omaha, mom's house, dad's house, grandma's house, anybody's house, always remember where you came from, and know that you have a lot of family back here supporting you. And then, then just go out there and get them, guys. So listeners out there, if you guys are interested in going to witness this fight here, it's going to be down in Omaha next Friday, and I believe the bouts start around 6 o'clock or so. And I'm not exactly sure what time you're going to
You
fight.
have a lineup for your?
I haven't released it yet, but
That means you guys got to get there early.
He's got tickets on him right now.
got tickets on me right now. But I'll definitely post something on my page when find out some news.
Yeah, definitely. And for your listeners, you guys are listening to 100.9 on your FM dial. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I am Coach Q, and we are out of here. See you next week.
Later.